I've had some time to think about the other night, because if I did it instantly, then I wouldn't really know what to say. Because I know that most people watching this are not probably English fans. You're probably Irish, Scottish, Welsh, French, South African. Most people are quite happy, and I get it. To be fair, for a great extent of why most people get great enjoyment, pleasure from seeing England lose, and a lot of it is what England and English fans, we kind of bring it on ourselves. So I kind of get that. Of course, right now I'm still in London. I came over for my mate's birthday do, quarterfinals. I also went to QPR away for Burnley, and I must say one thing: thank God, club football is back instantly. Because I don't think it's really hit me yet, and I think it will hit me sometime within the next week or two. That it's just going to drop, and that sinking feeling of it's 4 years to the next one, or 2 years into the next Euro. And when that hits, it's going to be a really just bad night. Because, of course, it's a World Cup. There's how many countries in the world? Only one nation can win it. And as far as I'm concerned, I want anyone now to win it other than France now, really. Just because they won it last time. Argentina for Messi, Morocco for some incredible underdog stories, Croatia because that again is an incredible underdog story. As far as I'm concerned, I'm now Argentinian and I'm now African. As far as the World Cup is now involving me. About the game for the England versus France match, people kind of tweeted at me a lot about, I would love to hear your thoughts about Southgate now, because of course I've publicly made it quite aware that I still rate Southgate. I still understand what he brings to the national team. I understand his value, and even though he's not the best tactical manager in the world, in reality, who are you going to get on the national level that would come to England, ideally? There's not too many. The best conversation about it, and then we can have that if you want. And I'm doing a podcast tomorrow, a video tomorrow with FNG, I'm sure you're aware of him, and Louis Benventi as well. That'll be tomorrow. But I want to say something now, just to kind of get it out there now. I have absolutely no complaints and no hard done feelings towards a game on Saturday. I know that some England fans are very angry. They feel like they've been cheated. I'm not really one of them. That I look at myself. I look at the team before I look at referees, for example, and linesmen. Unless it's something blatantly obvious, and there were some things that really should have been given, but end of the day, we got given 2 penalties and we missed one. The referee didn't miss the penalty, Harry Kane did. And for Harry Kane, I mean, only he will know what he did and what he was trying to do. Or, if he had a different run-up, what he was thinking. Did he double think? Did he overthink about where is he going to put the ball? Because it was an awful pen, the second one. I thought we played really well. And my main problem with the past performances, even though I get it to an extent, because my kind of point is the fact that we play the way that we play because, in my opinion, our defence is our greatest weakness. So what we do is that we act a bit more, negative, as what people would say, a bit more defensive to protect our weakness. People thinking that we should just go a tackle game in an ideal world, that'd be fantastic, but I don't think it's logical in international knockout football. That's just asking for problems for the most part. And for the Croatia game and for the Italy game, I felt like we had the opportunity to go on attack, to make things happen, and we didn't. And in this game, I felt like we went for a lot more, and we was, for most part of the entire game, the dominant team. That I feel like we did go for it. and that we did create some chances. People may say we should have created more in an ideal world, yeah, but that's not football. And we did have opportunities, and we just didn't take them. Even if it's just some unfortunate, a great save, whatever you can think about it. I don't really see why Southgate can be seen as the main villain in this, because he's not the one that missed penalties for the Euro final. He's not the one which missed the penalty against France on Saturday. So, no matter what happens to Southgate, I really don't. If he stays, I would understand. I do think, unless we see an obvious replacement, I'm open to it. But I genuinely do not see an obvious replacement for him. When it comes to English managers, people say Eddie Howe, but he's not leaving Newcastle. Of course he isn't. Why would he? One of the most exciting projects in world football. He's not leaving for England. In terms of English managers, who else is there? Potter's at Chelsea. Maybe he'll get sacked in a year's time, and maybe we can cross the bridge then. Okay, but right now it's not obvious. It's not really possible. And who else is after that? Sean Dyche. Look, I'm a Burnley fan. No. Sean Dyche is an amazing manager. But for England, if people thought that Southgate football was negative and was a bit boring at times, then Jesus Christ. If you're wanting Southgate out because of the reasons that we've just said, and then at the same time also want Sean Dyche in, then you are the most confusing person on this entire planet. Makes no sense. Genuinely makes no sense. So who else is there? I'm seeing Tuchel. Tuchel, of course, tactically is a better manager than Southgate. I think we can all agree to that. And I do feel like that kind of cohesiveness and that real family sort of feeling that the nation has right now with the national team, I feel like that can still stay intact. I think that's really important. Right now with the national team, I feel like there's a real good togetherness. The bonding of the team, I feel like is really good. Everyone's all together as one. As before in the past, I feel like you're all just separate individuals and cliques. And I think that's really important to maintain. I think Tuchel can keep that. I think he's the right manager for that. So if I had to pick anyone, Tuchel is for me the most obvious one. If he would want to be an international manager, and that all lies with him. If he's available, I do feel like he's had 3 tournaments. I don't think he's done really bad in any. Historically, in black and white, I believe he's the second best international manager that England's ever had. Semi-final, final, and quarter-finals in back-to-back tournaments. This is the country that usually gets knocked out of the senior quarter-finals, and that's really it. And we really should have gone one further the other night. But the way that I see it with football is that if you go for it, and it just doesn't work out, I don't have any complaints. If I see like for Burnley, for example, right, or for your own club team, if you see them go for it, they put their all into it, and that they are the better team, but it just doesn't work out, millimetres apart. And at the other team, they have a moment of quality, like they did with Truman ago, and it just isn't your day. I don't mind that. I don't think that as English fans, I don't think we are owed anything. Some fans, I believe, think that they are owed the World Cup. We're not. Historically, we aren't a great international team, factually. So, if we go for it, and I think we give ourselves good credit for it, even if we lose, that's just football. You know, that's sport. And fine margins is, for some, the difference between, greatness. Of course, history is written by the winners. And of course, I'm seeing the likes of Rory Jennings doing videos as predictably, going at Southgate, despite the fact that he was, raving about him days beforehand, or raving about England. And I just, I don't like to be negative about football in the way that other people do, because I feel like it's not as simple as just black and white. Of course, winning and losing is binary, but I feel like there's a lot more into it. So if he does leave, I will still respect him massively for what he's done for our national team. Keep in mind, when he joined, we were an absolute mess after the Euros back in 2016. He's done fantastic work. And in terms of the England national team, our squad is very young now, for the most part. Majority are all in the early 20s, 21, 23, 24s. So by the time it's next World Cup, we are in a good position. So I would be open for Southgate going, but if he stays, I'd be okay with that, I think. But tell me your thoughts. Yeah, I'll be recording tomorrow with the boys, so by then you got like a normal video. I just felt like just speaking my thoughts about how I feel. Like, it was really helpful, the fact that the day afterwards, back to reality for Burnley games. And I don't know about club football and international, club of a country or country of a club. Everyone's different. There is some real tribalism with your club, which I feel like I don't feel in the same way for England. But maybe that's just because they're not my players. Like Burnley players are my players. They're our players. For England, it's Spurs players and Chelsea. Maybe I don't feel that real connection because it's not my team. I don't know. But I'm happy that club football's back, especially that Burnley are absolutely fantastic. And I shouldn't say this, but we're going up, regardless. Genuinely, I don't know. I really shouldn't say this, and this could very easily get clipped. But from all the stats and all of what I've seen, because we've played almost every team in this league now, and I've watched quite also games and highlights as well for other teams. I mean, it's literally just us and Sheffield United that are actually good in this league. Honest to God. So, in my opinion, it's just between us and them now for who's going to win the league, and then the rest can all fight for playoffs. But you're not here for Burnley, but it makes my life a lot easier. So, tell me your thoughts. It's gonna hit me just one night that we are at the World Cup in a way that I feel like is quite. Feels like it is another missed opportunity, because it is. But I'm sure that if you're Brazilian, say the same thing. If you're Spanish, say the same thing. So it's not only us. If you take any solace from any of this, it's not only you that's going to be going through depression. Because next week, it could be France, okay, or Argentina. One of those two have to be in depression as well. So at least you can take some comfort that it's not only you. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this kind of nonsense. Basically, I just felt like I just want to get it out there, just my kind of thoughts about the game. Honestly, I have no complaints. I have no harsh feelings. I've got no anger. Football is just a mad sport. So I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow, and enjoy your day. Peace out.